Hey, what do you say? Run in podcast. I have no idea what number episode this is. I should know this, but it's like 60 something. But my name is Tommy Paradise.
It's showtime, folks. It's your boy DJ up in the rafters. I'm getting so good at that.
And you're very modest as well. It's the Run In Podcast. The Run In Podcast is brought to you by Figure Collections and figurecollections.com. And he has me wanting to, part one, he is doing a complete bone crunching action history on YouTube. Part one is dropping October 1st. And actually, we have to make sure we get him on the show next week because he wants to talk all about that. So we will make sure that Jack is on next week so we can dive in and pick his brain about the BCA figures and stuff and the bone crunching action figures. I was never into BCA. Like that was like past my prime. I think I had I have one. I have Owen Hart, which Owen Hart in the news this week. We'll talk about him for sure a little bit later on. But
I had almost all of them. Did
you really?
Yeah.
Every once in a while I see them and I'm like, man, I remember them, but I don't think I ever like had them. I think I was too cool in high school for those. But we'll talk more. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. We mentioned Figure Collections, Blitzkrieg Pro. They had a show last week at a brewery here in Springfield, Massachusetts. They are getting ready for their next show. It's going to be October 24th. It is a Sunday afternoon, 4 p.m., and it is already setting up to be a banger. They got Danhausen, which is going to be amazing. We've also got Fandango, or the artist formerly known as Fandango, coming to town. Tickets for that go on sale September 27th, which is this coming Monday. If you're in the area, you are going to want to be at that show. It is going to be in Enfield, Connecticut. That's a huge weekend of wrestling here. There's like a huge convention going on with like a lot of old time guys. Sergeant Slaughter is going to be here.
We'll talk the Sarge figure.
Yeah. You know where I'm going. My kid's got a hockey game. I got to try to be either best dad of the year or worst dad of the year and try to make everything happen. Yeah. I got to try to be in a bunch of different places at once.
Big up and for Blitzkrieg, like big ups to Kirby, was it Kirby Wickerman?
Yeah. He's awesome.
Ups. Yeah.
He is a hilarious part of their show. My kid loves him. Like he is just like, it's hard not to like him. Like you just smile every time you see him. It's a good, good stuff going on there at Blitzkrieg Pro.
Scrap now, so.
Yeah. He's their Bedlam champion. Mike Lanham, he is doing a fundraising thing, and I was trying to find the post in the Fig Cave. I think it is under announcements. Yes, it is. Here it is. So we are giving away. But Phil Gentile is giving, and he gave me shit because I didn't mention the figures last week. But yeah, Mike Lanham is he's trying to raise some money for Norton Children's Hospital. So in the Fig Cave, we've got a giveaway going on with Phil. If you donate $5, you get one entry. If you donate $10, you're going to get 3. $20 will get you 10. And then once we raise $100, Phil is going to give 2 of the figures away. We raise $200. He'll give all 3 away. And then if we raise $300, Mike is going to throw in a 4th figure. And if we raise $500, Mike is going to throw in a signed Jerry the King Lawler Elite. You just have to post that you donated. And we're officially over the $300 as a group. So that gets us to Mike throwing in a 4th figure. So we're on our way to 500 to get Mike to throw in that signed Jerry the King Lawler. Now, the figures that Phil is giving away in the Fig Cave is a Colonel Mustafa Elite, the Cody Rhodes LJN AEW figure, and then Aleister Black Chase from his last Elite. So those are the figures that you can grab.
It's like Mattel Creations here. Like, come on, folks, you guys bought a $250 ring. You guys could do this.
That's right. Give $10.
We love the kids. We love the kids on the run in.
Give $10. Phil's also doing a giveaway for the Warlord Elite that just came out. It's showing up in Walmart, and you can jump on Twitter or Instagram to do that. You got to be following us, him, and the call up, and then share the post, and you will be entered into that. Oh, and just to take a couple steps back here, going back to Mike's giveaway, we are going to donate one lucky person who donated. We will buy you a Run-In Podcast shirt of your choice from our Pro Wrestling Tees store. You can buy a shirt over at prowrestlingtees.com/runinpod. The Instagram, that's right. Support us, help us out. I actually I was telling DJ I went to a pretty big ass fair that is here in New England. It's called the Big E. And it's literally like one of the biggest fairs in New England. I took my kid there before we started recording. So if you hear me burping and like very uncomfortable, it's because I ate. I started with a piece of bacon peanut butter pizza, which don't knock it till you try it. It is called the Skippy Dare from this place. It's actually in every state in New England at this fair has a different building. So like they all have, like Ben and Jerry's is in the Vermont building. Massachusetts has like a couple sports, like minor league sports teams in there, but they do food, and like Vermont has cheese, and Rhode Island has crab and clam and stuff like that. So it's different stuff. And Maine has lobster and baked potatoes.
And it's all sponsored by Rolaids, right?
Yeah. So the Connecticut building has a pizza place in it called Randy's Worcester Street Pizza, which has this Skippy Dare, it's called, and it's peanut butter, just dabs of peanut butter on the crust, provolone cheese, and bacon on top of it. And it is so good. No red sauce. It's just dabs of peanut butter here and there. I have a few friends who are like, man, I would never try that. I would never try that. And then they try it and they're like, oh, this is so good. My kid tried it tonight and he loved it. I'm going
to have to think about that one. I don't know about that one, bro. And I'm a peanut butter guy.
Dude, I'm telling you, once you try it, man, and I mean, the price has gone up over the last couple of years, but when it first started, it was only $5. So you weren't losing much by trying it.
Right.
And then I had a deep fried taco. Which it's more of a deep fried burrito. There was different options. No, this is like a straight up, like they take the tortilla, they beer batter it, and then stick it in the fryer for 30 seconds and then hand it to you and cut it open. It's not an empanada. It doesn't have like the fork down. No, this is
Daredevil. You guys got Deadpool.
Yeah, this is something I've never seen before. There was different options. You could get like traditional taco. I got judge me all you want, but it was delicious. I got one.
So first you had the peanut butter pizza.
Right. That was an appetizer. And then you
had this deep fried.
I had a deep fried taco with beef brisket, mac and cheese, and Mexican street corn in it. Oh my God, DJ. It was so damn good.
So I know where you're going. So I know where you're going to be when we have the commercial break.
Yeah, when we play Figure Collections commercial, it might be an extended break because then I'm not done yet. Then I had a moon nut. A moon nut is a glazed donut stuffed with whatever flavor soft serve you want, vanilla, chocolate, or twist.
No peanut butter.
No peanut butter. Soft serve. You could get peanut butter on top of it as a topping. That was the next step. So you choose your ice cream, right? Chocolate, vanilla, or twist.
Okay, an ice cream. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. And then they put it in a glazed donut.
Okay.
And then they put hot fudge, strawberry, marshmallow, peanut butter, whatever you want as a topping on the topping, caramel. And then you pick another topping like Reese's Pieces, peanut butter cups, Oreos. Like basically, it's just a giant sundae. As a donut.
The weight I lost, I'm gaining it back just listening to this.
So I got a moon nut with vanilla ice cream, vanilla soft serve, hot fudge, and Reese's Pieces on top of it, and it was so good.
No Snickers.
So good. No Snickers. That wasn't an option. And then my kid tried butterbeer and was not a fan from Harry Potter. I tried it. It was all right.
Yeah.
I'm not a Harry Potter guy, but it was all right. It wasn't terrible. We drank half of it. It was $10 for the butterbeer, and then we ended up chucking half of it away. But good night at the fair. Fair. There was a million other things I wanted to try. But
no rides.
No, my kid did some rides. I don't like carnival rides because they're portable and I get scared. They're not.
You saw Final Destination too many times.
Rides are not supposed to be portable. But my kid went on a couple.
He actually portable or
what's that?
Does my car move around?
Yeah, but it's made to do that. The rides aren't made to do that. My kid though, before he bought the tickets for the rides, he goes, I've watched a bunch of TikToks lately of carnival rides breaking. I'm like, oh my God, why do you want to go on this?
I'm about to say, and then what a time to bring that up.
Yeah. So
reminds me of the Richie Valens movie when they're on the plane and he goes, yeah, I keep having these dreams that I die in a plane crash. He's like, that's a hell of a thing to say while we're in the air, Richie. Yeah. So,
oh man, but yeah, a good night overall. So at the fair, I'm gonna be crapping my pants later. But
man, I do want to go to a fair though.
Man, it's the best. We're going Tuesday with a bunch of adult friends. We're just gonna go adults only. Look at all the crap that you can buy and just walk around.
Exactly. Sometimes there is a memorabilia hut there that they will have.
They had a couple sports ones that I poked around in. Prices weren't terrible, but nothing I need. It's all. I bought a pair of shoes there, a pair of sneakers there a couple years ago. They had decent New Balance sneakers there at one of the tents. And one of our friends that we were with was feeling pretty good. She bought this is a couple years ago. Okay. We went during a day drinking. She bought a massage chair. Yeah, she bought a massage chair while we were there.
Oh my God, a huge purchase at a fair.
Yep. So, but yeah. Let's talk some wrestling, but before
we do a wrestling show for those that just kind of clicked on this.
I was saying to DJ before we started recording, I'm like, oh man, we got a quick show tonight. Shouldn't be too long. And here I am rambling on about the Big E, or the Eastern States Exposition, depending on
where you come to that next year.
It's worth it, man. It is worth it. What you drinking, man? I just saw you pick up your cup. What do you got in there?
Oh, I'm kind of boring today. I got there's tea in there because I've been doing stuff and I was talking to you earlier. I've been doing meetings all day. But this is the one I've been waiting to do.
Yeah. I am cheating on our friends over at Ray's because I was supposed to get a delivery today and it didn't show up. Thanks, FedEx. So I have a bang instead of Ray's. I was supposed to get some.
FedEx's fault, Ray's not.
It is.
Yeah.
FedEx screwed me a couple times this week, actually, with Ray's and Homage, with two of our sponsors.
Oh, here we go.
So
FedEx is hating. I think they want us to sponsor them.
Yeah.
And they're being very, passive aggressive here.
Yeah. I'm like, what the hell, man? But Homage was very responsive. And they're fixing it's not their fault at all. It's FedEx's fault. 100%.
I imagine so.
But they're fixing it for me. So, let's get into this show here. Don't forget to go over to runinpod.com. That's where you can find all our discount codes for Raise Energy, Homage, figure collections, Heroes Hideout, buy, sell, trade toys, all that good stuff. We also have been doing a FanDuel every week. Keep watching Twitter for that. I got third place this week. I won $18 American.
There we go.
So yeah, we started doing a payout for top 3 this week. I'm a little scared so we're only putting 10 people in there at a time. I don't know if the demand is higher than that for more than 10. Maybe we're going to try 15 this week and just see what happens.
But walk it up a little.
Yeah. The thing with FanDuel though, is if it doesn't fill, it just doesn't happen. You get your money back and it doesn't just automatically figure out, oh, there's 12 people, not 15. Here's the payouts. It just automatically closes everything out. So, we'll have to.
It's always sold out when I get in there. So I have a feeling I should get 15.
I guess I should send you the link first. I actually have a couple of people too who are like, you just send me the link so I don't miss it. So we will. All right, we're gonna bump it up to 15 this week. Then 15
there you go.
People.
There's your 5 people right there.
Yep, 15 people. Twitch, you can follow us over on Twitch, twitch.tv/The Run-In Podcast. YouTube, we are I think 2 episodes behind on YouTube. I know we haven't put any new content on the YouTube channel lately, but I should be getting my pro wrestling crate this week in the next couple days or so. So I'll probably do an unboxing on the YouTube channel for that. But so stay tuned. YouTube will get up to date when it gets up to date. And then Pro Wrestling Tee stores, as we mentioned, prowrestlingtees.com/run in pod. And then we did have, I believe we had some Kenny's corrections here. Let's see. Yes, Big E is world heavyweight champion, not the Universal champion. I always get those confused.
Like a whole, did he put in caps? Not.
He called me a racist. He said if it was a white guy, he would. No, I'm just kidding. He didn't actually say that. And they said the match we talked about Roman and Brock going at it in Saudi Arabia, and he said that match is going to happen regardless if he's champ. They'll be playing off the fact that Paul Heyman is with Roman because Finn is taken on Roman Reigns this week on SmackDown, and I was bitching that I hate that they are announcing these matches ahead of time because we know who's going to win. But Kenny wasn't the only one who reached out to let me know that Big E is world heavyweight champion and not the Universal champion.
Well, good. I kind of like it better that he's the world champion, and like I am kind of partial to that, like that there's a world champion and a Universal champion. And and I'm looking at, I like world titles.
They people are coming for Kenny's job. That's the deal. Mostly Charles. Mostly Charles Andrew.
Yeah, Chuck always.
He's always diving in there.
And then he turns around and goes to AEW shows with him. Like it's.
I gotta shout Charles Andrew out at during weekly purchases here. I apparently screwed up over a few weeks ago and forgot to mention something from that he sent over, but Kenny was actually in the building at AEW Grand Slam last night with Charles Andrew, as we just talked about.
Yep.
And he gave us some updates. We'll get into that in just a minute. Remember, it's runinpod.com. I think that's everything that we've got to chat about. DJ, ready to get in the ring here, man?
Yeah, let's get in. Let's get in there.
Let's do it. In the Ring is brought to you by Buy, Sell, Trade Toys. The man has been busy.
Yeah, he has.
He did a toy show last weekend, killed it there. And again, I say this, I think every week, the last few weeks now, I am setting up time to try to go down to his shop and check everything out. But both of us super busy with kids and life.
I was about to say chillins and
everything like that. So we will get to that, but let's get to the big one, man. AEW Grand Slam. DJ, what'd you think overall, man?
I thought it was another fun event by AEW. I kind of like that it was in a different type of a venue. I thought that was fun, like to have it at a tennis, a tennis stadium, if you will.
Yep.
And and those of you who don't know who Arthur Ashe is, you probably should.
Yep.
And yeah, they just, once again, another fun event. What a way to, like, what a opener match. Like, like that's a heck of an opener match to have.
I actually saw people complaining today that was the first match because it was like, what do you do after that? And I'll be honest, man, I thought that they did it perfect, where they did the match and then CM Punk came out afterwards and he said, how do you follow that up?
Right.
Like
he's glad he wasn't wrestling that night.
Yeah. He said it, man. I think they did a great job.
And then they did all right. The rest of the show was all right. So I just like, and we talk about this on this show, like sometimes just put your complaint in your back pocket for a minute and just just watch the show for a second. And then at the end, if you were just that dissatisfied after you watched the entire show, then come up with it, but not, don't give me, during the match, you guys, like, I bet you most of those tweets were during the match. I would guess. For as much as I love to hate AEW and shit on AEW guys, I have to admit I am all elite.
I am
going all elite.
I am loving AEW lately. It just reminds me of, I mean, CM Punk kind of said it, like he said it, I think he said it on Barstool's wrestling podcast called Wrestling. Or he said it, I forget where I heard him say it, but it's like, it's not smooth. It's not 100% perfect. It's not polished. It's rough around the edge. And it just, listen, I'm not trading all my wrestling figures in the back for AEW figures, or I'm not going like anti AEW or WWE like some of these guys. But
right.
when I'm watching AEW lately, I'm enjoying it, and I got no problem saying that at this point. It took me a while to get here, but I like just going back to the people splitting hairs, right? Me and a couple buddies are texting about the show. I was working last night hosting trivia, and like this is what I hate about people watching wrestling. Like, is they always find something to complain about.
Right.
My buddy is texting me and he's complaining about Excalibur not having enough time to say what he needs to say and how they need to change that. And I'm like, that's literally nothing. Like, I get having like these little things, but like that literally has nothing to do with anything. Who cares? It's like
it's not making me dislike the show.
Exactly. People aren't watching it for that. And then I had another buddy text me today, and I'm not sure he might listen to the show, but he was like, I don't like MJF on Twitter. And I'm like, okay, I don't pay attention to him on Twitter. I thought it was hilarious that he wrote, fuck you, mom. Because his parents posted a picture saying we are MJF's parents and we think he sucks too, which is awesome. Yeah. And I think him saying fuck you to his parents is like playing into the character.
He's keeping his character. I think I'm the opposite. I think now if he's just saying I don't like him as a person, I'm not knowing what he's meaning by he doesn't like him on Twitter, or he just doesn't like the fact that he's on Twitter.
Yeah, his argument was he likes him as a heel, like on the mic, in the ring, character wise, but he feels like it's too easy to be like a heel on.
That's the world that we're in.
Yeah, I agree.
We're no longer in a world where you can just show up on TV and get on the mic.
Like, I agree. My response is just I don't pay attention to him on Twitter. Like I pay attention to him on the weekly AEW shows, and that's it. But it just goes back to my whole thing with like splitting hairs. Yep. Even the people I saw complaining about why did they start with that match? I was like, holy shit, they're starting with this match. I thought I was going to have time to get home.
We had WrestleMania start with a world title match. So.
Yeah, or a Money in the Bank match. Like,
yes. So come on. It happens all the time.
I was at work, like I said, and I was like, one of the regulars who comes to trivia he goes, did you see they started out with Omega and Daniel Bryan? And I was like, what? I thought I had time to get home, and like I'm usually done around 9. I'm like, I thought I'd be on the second half of the show. And I got to say,
what they were going for, which was, I thought, brilliant. They're going for, oh wait, I got to get to the TV right now.
Yep. And it's like, change it up, man. Like Raw is the same fucking format every week where somebody comes out on the mic. Then we're going to have a match. The match is coming up next. We go to commercial. It's the same format every week. I like this. I like that they're changing it up and doing something completely different. Like, why not do it and see if it sticks to the wall? Like if it doesn't work, they're not going to do that next time. But Kenny Omega, and I thought Kenny Omega and Daniel Bryan ended in the perfect way that it could. Neither guy gets hurt. When was the last time we had a fucking time limit draw?
It's very old school. Yeah,
not since Ricky Steamboat and Ric Flair, man.
Yeah.
What's going on over there, buddy?
The guy
is that the garage door?
Yes.
It sounds like an airplane's flying through your living room,
which means it's gonna go one more time because I think he just lifted it one more time. But anyway.
Oh wow! This is what happens when you record at 7:30 on the Pacific Coast,
right?
We don't have to worry about that here. We don't have to worry about that here.
So see, and it reminded me, like, to go back to this draw. So it reminded me, like, I remember Ric Flair and Barry Windham, for example. Like, a young Barry Windham going after the world title with Ric Flair, and Ric Flair getting away with these TV draws.
Yep.
So Barry Windham could never get him because Rick would run around the last couple of seconds, and or he would hit the bulldog with 5. You can hear the time announcer counting down, and he'll hit the bulldog with 5 seconds left and try to turn him over, and then 1, 2, ding, 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 and so and Ric Flair is out, but it doesn't matter. The time ran out. So I've seen, this is like you said, like that's no, it's not a cop out. Like that's how we're starting this feud here. That's like, now you're not doing 50-50 booking. Right. Which like, that's the other part of it. You want 50-50 booking, or do you want ending something like this? Like, you're going to get another match. So, so here you are.
The women's match I thought was good. Britt Baker and Ruby Soho. I like that. I mean, we knew she was going to get a chance. I got nothing bad to say about her, except that she looks like Sam the Eagle, because I have to say that every time. I'm contractually obligated to say that.
And I can't unsee it anymore. Go ahead.
I mean, she is, to me, she is proving everybody wrong, because I don't think anybody thought she was as good as she is when she was in WWE. She's decent on the mic. I mean, I don't think she's better than Britt Baker, or I don't think she's better than Thunder Rosa. I think there's definitely better women on the roster than her, but I think she's been better than I expected, especially to be thrown right into that title picture.
Right. Well, just like in WWE, she did get some shots here. Like, and like I saw one person, like they tried to say, I love my neighborhood. Great. I mean, just like I swear to God, like, you don't hear any of this stuff Monday through Wednesday. Like, but anyway,
special guest on the podcast tonight, DJ's neighbors.
Yes. God, come on, Oscar the Grouch out there. But anyway, but like, so one guy was like, "Oh, you never got to see Ruby do this kind of a promo," and then the other guy was like, "Oh, so you mean the promo like putting somebody's dead father on a table?"
Yeah.
That wasn't an edgy promo for you, like,
right?
Like, so it's like she did get these kinds of spotlights on her in WWE as well. I think, like, that's one of those I'm gonna go ahead and debunk that one.
Yeah.
Like, there are a couple of people, like, like getting into, like, say, when we go to the Malachi Black and Cody Rhodes match.
Speaking of that, did you see Arn Anderson fall off the apron?
I did. I love
WrestleBotch, man.
WrestleBotch is, it brightens my day every time I watch something on WrestleBotch. But Arn, like, just, I don't know, he just
lost his footing and went straight back.
At least he knows how to take a bump. Like,
if you guys have not seen that, go to WrestleBotch's Instagram and watch him fall.
Nobody touches him. He just
right. It was literally a breeze.
Somebody's gonna make something out of that. You're gonna see something happen with that, some kind of animation. But anyway, so you wouldn't see that their match would not happen like that on a WWE show, like the Malachi Black and Cody. So that I will give you. But I still see, like, but the roles that these guys are taking, that the people that have come over from WWE, I still kind of see them like they're still, in my opinion, doing the same things, which is not a bad thing. Like, I'm not saying that that's bad, but I'm still not seeing like they're doing like this whole world of different than that what they were doing in WWE, really.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm just enjoying them more than I thought I would.
No, they're it's a fun show. Like, whatever they're doing now, it's just a fun show to watch.
Yeah, so Turnbuckle Tavern coming down the aisle. All you guys who think I hate AEW, I'm coming out, man. I'm all elite.
So somebody's gonna make them. They're gonna make something, one of those all elite
graphics.
Yeah, they're gonna do that to you.
I love it. That's all right. That might be the image for this week's show. Tommy is all elite. So it took me a while. I'm telling you, man. It took me a while, but it's just it's so less overproduced and just.
It's WCW 2.0.
And don't get me wrong, there is things I don't. It's just like WWE, though. There is things I don't like that they're doing. It's the shots at WWE and stuff like I just find are unnecessary.
Wrestling
and stuff like
hasn't been in New York in 20 years.
Yeah, I hate come on, dude. We went through this before, but anything else on AEW Grand Slam before we get into Extreme Rules?
Just going back to CM Punk. I've been thinking about him lately.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, and I you gotta know stop. And you gotta know that he's highly he's highly intelligent. We all know he's highly intelligent. He has a pulse on what what the fans feel.
Yeah, he knows 100%. Everything he does is educated, I feel like, or he knows what he's doing.
I think it's all a work. The whole I hate WWE and I didn't wrestle. I think it's all a work. I think he knows what the pulse of the main audience of AEW feels about Vince. Most of this is a hate of Vince. Okay, it's not even a hate of WWE; it's a hate of Vince.
Right.
And so I really feel like he's just feeding that flame in his character. I mean, his theme song is Cult of Personality, which if you listen to the lyrics of it, will tell you everything you need to know. And he's totally it's a total work. I think it's a total work. And that's fine. It works. It is, that's what wrestling is about. You're supposed to take a little bit of what's happening in real life and then kind of pour it into a storyline. That's what makes a good, Macho Man versus Hogan, for example. The reason why that's one of the greatest storylines ever is because there was a little bit of truth into that. So,
right.
And you can see it in Macho Man, so it's a little, I think it's a work and it's fine. I'm not upset, but
I think he's trolling the trolls. I think is probably the best way to describe what he's doing. So Kenny was at the show last night. He sent over just some notes, some takeaways. Security in this place is great. They moved people fast and was friendly. I don't think the venue was ready for a wrestling show. They ran out of beer and major foods that people wanted. Only thing that was left was hot dogs, which they gave away at the end because it was just sitting there.
No CM Punk ice cream?
The seats are okay. If you go high up, you could still see everything. I was in the lower section, but I had friends that said they had a good view. And the merch stand was trash. They really need to work on that. They only travel once a week. Pro Wrestling Tees needs to hire more people if they're going to take on AEW business. They had 4 shirts. And if you're in New York City, why not have the AEW New York City shirts up? I actually saw a post of that people had where it was they only had 3 shirts available. Wow. Two of them were the AEW New York shirts, and one was a CM Punk shirt. That was all that they had available.
So if you want,
so I don't know if Kenny just missed that one or what, but I saw a post somewhere that those were the only 3 shirts that were available. But he's got a point. Pro Wrestling Tees is printing all these. It's if you print too many, bring them back to the shop or send them back to Chicago, and
somebody will get them. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Especially you're in an online shop, you're gonna sell them.
You're gonna sell them. I'm so all elite, by the way, right now that a Dynamite is coming to Boston in a couple weeks.
Ooh.
And I am looking into going. Tickets are a little pricey right now for what I would like. I don't want to spend that much, but I'm looking right now to see. I'm keeping my eye on them, so I might end up going to. I think it's in October. It's got to be in October because September is almost over. But it's up at Boston University, so it's coming. It's I'm pulling it up right now. November. It's
anything on the West Coast?
October 27th. I don't see anything. Missouri, Virginia, Chicago, New York, Louisiana, Florida, Pennsylvania, and Rochester, New York.
Oh, come on,
man. Here, this is the difference between Boston and everywhere else. Look at this. Rochester, New York, $56. Philadelphia, $54. Orlando, $55. Boston, $106.
Double.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Damn, you couldn't even just go up $20?
Right. This is crazy. That's crazy.
So as we're doing this podcast and I'm, kind of scrolling through Bleacher Report, I got some bad news for you.
Uh-oh.
So Karrion Kross and Scarlett are.
Oh yeah, I got that on the. I slipped that into the notes there at the end.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah. Good. Yep.
So,
Scarlett, Karrion.
I'm sorry, dude.
I know, man. Some guys have all the luck. Some guys have all the luck. I don't know if it's her. Don't get me wrong. She looks great, but in the picture they posted on Instagram, he looks over the moon, and she's just blam. Look at this ring, And he's like, I know what I got. I know what I got. Yeah.
I hope he's not a beta male.
He's like cheesing. He's cheesing. So, I mean, he's a smart man to lock that up for life, you know?
Yeah, no, I'm not mad, but I just hope he's not a beta. Like that's all I can hope. Good luck.
All right, let's get into some predictions here for Extreme Rules. Extreme Rules, we'll jump over to the WWE side here, is this Sunday on Peacock. No recap show for either one of us. I have a hockey game. You said you had something going on, but Kenny is going to be doing a reaction show in the Fig Cave, and he'll probably have Phil and Mike and all them jump on. So make sure you stay tuned for that. It'll probably be on his YouTube channel too. He puts his reaction shows all over the place. So we got 6 matches on Wikipedia. I am the defending champion. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see the belt behind my shoulder. So I get to pick first. There's 6 matches on the card according to Wikipedia. We'll start with number 1, which is Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair, a singles match for the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship. Man, why do we have to start with this one? I don't want them to take the belt off of Bianca yet, but I think it's just a matter of time before they do. So I am going to pick Becky Lynch.
Isn't Becky the champ right now?
Oh, shit, she is. Yeah, so Becky's going to retain. Becky is the champ. I don't know why I thought Bianca was still the champ.
No, well, because the match was so freaking stupid. That's
right. I forgot all about that.
Your brain probably said, "No, I'm not going to remember that." That didn't happen.
Yeah, I forgot all about that.
Which it did happen. And yeah, so I'm going to go just beyond. Like I'm the challenger anyway. So I'm going to just kind of throw caution into the wind here, and I don't think thgoing to take the title off of, I think, for her to have it for one pay-per-view, that would be crazy. But hey, why not? I'm gonna just play with some house money here, and I'm gonna go with Bianca.
All right. Match number 2 is Damian Priest, the U.S. champ, versus Jeff Hardy and Sheamus. Triple threat. Yeah, you get to go first because I picked the first one. Yeah.
Yeah. I say I think the Archer the Archer of what's his nickname?
I have no idea.
Well, anyway, Damon.
That's a question for Kenny.
Damon retains. I think just some calamity happens, and and I think I also think Jeff's gonna do Jeff's gonna let loose in this match. I think we're gonna see some acrobatics, some vintage Jeff Hardy, but I think Damon retains.
I am still going Damian Priest as well. I'm going Damian Priest as well. I don't see. I mean, they just put the belt on this guy, but I mean, they've done that to us before, where they put it on somebody and then minutes later.
Did Ricochet have it for 2 pay-per-views? So. But
I think they're putting the rocket ship on Damian Priest's back, and he's going to be not the next big star, but he's going to be big enough where they keep the belt on him. Next up is Charlotte and Alexa, singles match for the Raw Women's Championship. I'm going to go finally Alexa Bliss takes it from Charlotte, especially since she has not wrestled, as we talked about, in a full match in quite some time.
Mm-hmm. I am going to agree, and I'm going I'm getting this from the promos that we've been watching. Just kind of the build up. She has not been in, like you said, she's not been in a full match,
right?
But the moves that we have seen her do, when she's actually done some wrestling moves, I was like, okay, she's still got she's still hitting that twist, that little twist backflip thing.
Yep, she's not missing a step.
No. So maybe she got her, whatever was wrong with her before, she might have her feet under her now. She has a character that's making money.
Yep.
And then, and Charlotte doesn't need the title. She just doesn't need it.
No. Well, and they want to give her as many title reigns as she can.
Right.
So I feel like she's going to lose it, and then she'll like win it back at Survivor Series or Royal Rumble or something like that. So you're going to Alexa as well?
Yes.
All right. Next match is Roman Reigns versus the Demon Finn Balor, DJ, for the Universal Championship. Who you got?
So I think I'm going to do something crazy here. I think the Demon wins this thing.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
For some crazy reason, and what kind of it was when you were talking about Kenny and other people talking to you, saying that doesn't necessarily mean that Roman's going to win this thing. Like that, It just means that that's it's kind of the Paul Heyman in the middle match is what the story is for the Saudi Arabia show.
Right.
So, and the Demon, he's got a pretty good record. And you still got the, Brock might be in the building. So, I think I'm going to go with the Demon, and especially I'm going for a title here. So I gotta pick some stuff that's out of the ordinary.
I was thinking that Brock would get involved. But I still think Roman retains.
Which is not out of the ordinary.
I had the same thought that Brock's going to be in the building and he's going to get involved somehow, but he's still going to. I just burped up fried taco.
All right, Rick Sanchez.
But I still think Roman retains.
Yeah, I mean that's what my conventional thinking is. Okay, my pick for the title is Finn, but I do my conventional guy that watches wrestling thinks that Roman is going to win. But
fair enough. Sometimes you just got to go for that title.
I'm going with the Demon.
All right, next match is the Usos versus the Street Profits for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. I get to pick first on this one. It's hard to pick against the Bloodline, man. For anything, whether it's Roman, the Usos. Right. So I'm going Usos. Just solely because it is hard to pick against the Bloodline.
Right. Yeah, because Street Profits is one of my favorite tag teams in wrestling. And then the Usos are even, from jump, they're just a badass tag team even before they were with Bloodline.
Yep.
Man. Yeah, this is a tough match, even if they weren't in Bloodline. This is, but what what the heck? I'm once again I'm going I gotta go for broke here. I'm trying to win. So let's go with the Profit. Let's see if the Profits are up.
All right, and then last but not least, probably the match of the night: Liv Morgan versus Carmella.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be the. There's gonna be a sellout even in Gorilla for this one.
Who you got, TJ?
Let's see. So, how do I pick? Let's see. So,
I'll tell you how I picked. I picked off of which one I think is hotter.
That's funny. They're almost kind of equal to me. I don't know. I'm sorry. What is Carmella and who's the
Liv Morgan?
And Liv Morgan. Yeah, they're kind of equal to me. But I'm going Liv Morgan. I'm going.
All right. I'm going Liv Morgan as well. I think Liv Morgan is a step hotter than Carmella.
Well, and I think they're trying to get her some wins to get her kind of build her character some more. So
yeah, definitely. And that is it for our Extreme Rules pick. We'll talk real quick about the week in wrestling. We each picked three things to talk about from the weekly wrestling shows. I mean, obviously we talked about Grand Slam already. We gave our picks for Extreme Rules, so we don't have too much more to talk about. Raw, though, I want to say was one of the best Raws in a very, very, very long time. And this is what I am loving about AEW is that
competition.
It's competition, man. They're on Vince's ass. They're stepping things up. They know they've got shit. They got to get this. They got to get the gears in motion here. And whatever they're doing, man, it's they're stepping it up. I'll tell you, there's been times like the last few months where, you put Raw on and it's on in the background and you're doing other stuff. I've put it on my laptop and I'll play PlayStation or whatever. And this week I got home, I put it on, and I was just like, I switched to Monday Night Football maybe twice and then went back. And it wasn't even a terrible game on Monday night. It was just, which we got that wrong, by the way. When we made our Sunday night picks, we picked the Monday night game, but not the Sunday night game.
Over the moon.
But we'll get into that a little bit later on. But yeah, man, this week was just a solid week of Raw. But I do want to be like, what the hell are you guys doing with these tag teams? I said it a couple weeks ago on the show.
They keep doing the odd couple kind of
thing. Okay, we get it. It worked. They want everybody to be RK Bro. Like, I feel like they're like
Rock and Sock Connection and all,
They're like Nickelback. They're like, oh, we made this one song that worked really well. Let's keep making that same song over and over and over again.
Imagine Dragons.
Yeah, and it'll work, and we'll just keep making money off of it. Rhea Ripley and Nikki Ash, even Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza, like those two were feuding for like all of COVID last year. And there was another one. Oh, Mansoor and Mustafa Ali. Like,
I'm about to say, yeah, they're another odd couple tag team.
Those two, like, they shouldn't be an odd couple tag team. I get like what they're trying to do,
right?
But you could make them an actual tag team, like some kind of Indian American whatever Middle Eastern tag team, whatever you want to do, and it would work. You don't have to have them do these opposite personalities for that, but. That was my only complaint about Raw. I thought everything else was really good. I'm so happy that Big E is champion.
Big E's making a great champion. And see this, like I've always thought, like, so this is one of the things that made this such a good show. It's one of the. I don't agree with having some guys only, like some parts of the roster only be on one show and the other on. I think they should be, especially when you're a champion. Right. I feel like champions should be able to cross shows. I
agree. Yep.
And I feel like there should be one strap. Like I think everybody should just be going for the world title, and then, have your mid-level titles. Keep the US, keep the Intercontinental. But I think everybody should be going after one title and even one world tag team champion, and they go to both shows. That's and I think that would make for a better show. Roman shows up in this character. Like, is this the first? Like, this is probably the first time he's been this character on Raw.
Yeah, that's true. That's a great point.
Look what we got. Yep. Look what we got. So yeah, and that's what made that changed it up. That gave it another flavor for him to show up, and then especially. And then you got the Bloodline, who we're used to seeing on SmackDown, get into the New Day's face,
Yep.
So, and then we got kind of a Dream 6-man tag. So, yeah, excellent Raw.
I was like, man, this 6-man tag is going to be trash. Like, it's just not going to. I didn't have high hopes, and it ended up being really, really good.
No, they wrestled like they were on a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So.
I don't get excited for like those 6-man tags. I always think they're going to be that it's going to turn into something stupid. And this one like really, really delivered. The only other thing I had was I've lost my smile a little bit for NXT, man.
You mean Breaker's not doing it for you?
You guys know how high I was on NXT, and now I'm just kind of like, I understand it's a new show and new logo, new arena, and you got to get used to all that. And I'm just like, it's hard. It's hard when you've had. I was so invested. I loved everything they were doing.
Did you hear Breaker on the mic? By the way,
no, I did not actually. Is he bad?
No, he sounds exact. Like his voice sounds. Yep. If you close your eyes, he sounds like Scott Steiner.
Scott Steiner.
Yeah, he sounds like Scott.
Oh
Steiner.
No.
So he is. I think he is like a mix of his uncle and father. Because he's tall like Scott.
Maybe
and then he's built like a fire hydrant like his dad, and which in a good way. Like you can kick some ass built as a fire hydrant.
Maybe some weird shit happened, and it is, I mean,
maybe it's just a strong gene, really. Yeah. That that dog-faced gremlin DNA got into that poor woman, and now we got Breaker taking people's heads off.
What else you got for this week, man?
And I was like you, I could it was hard for me to even come up with 3 things. So we already went over the
Grand Slam stole the show. They definitely stole the show.
And then I was talking about the other thing I noticed was the Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair storyline. How that was one of the best. Their spot was one of the best things that happened on SmackDown. Really.
Yeah.
So it's a heck of a I hope give these ladies a good half hour.
Becky's so good at telling storytelling.
Yes.
I love that she's coming out in all these funny get-ups and stuff. She's kind of rolling that the Seth Rollins drip just on the women's side.
And she's probably slowly you're probably seeing something there. She's probably slowly getting into the heel.
Yep.
And ending up with Seth Rollins as a heel, as a heel couple. So that's probably what you're seeing, which is is pretty cool.
It'd be awesome to have them as a power heel couple, another Triple H and Steph or something like that.
I'm with it.
Yeah.
So I think that's what you saw. That's what Bianca just can't it's just she can't get that power. She won't let Bianca get that power move in on her.
Mm-hmm.
Because she knows Bianca hits that on because Bianca is significantly bigger than if you guys didn't notice, she's significantly bigger than Becky Lynch.
Yep.
So if she hits a move, the match is over, and we for storyline purposes here. So I like it. I like what they're doing. Like I said, give us let them get a good half hour, 40-minute match. I think they can do it.
Yeah, they're gonna get their chance at the pay-per-view here. If Liv Morgan and Carmella don't steal all their time.
it's still the show.
Yeah. I'm sure some other matches, by the way, are going to be added to Extreme Rules.
You know it.
Yeah, New Day's not on there. I'm sure we're going to get Big E versus Bobby Lashley or something added to it. But this is what was on Wikipedia as of tonight.
We'll get the Mysterios in the pre-show and
the Mysterios. I always forget about the Mysterios. All right, let's move on to some wrestling news. Let's talk about this: the plane ride from hell, Dark Side of the Ring.
So my gosh!
One bad thing about recording on a Thursday night is we miss Dark Side of the Ring.
We have to come around. Yeah, there's one going on right now as we're recording.
Yep, Chris Canyon episode actually, which I
can't wait to watch this one. I think this is going to be very interesting.
Took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say the same exact thing. So Flair, Tommy Dreamer, you guys all know by now, saying not painted in the best picture, because of
Tommy.
Things that were said on this episode. Tommy Dreamer, I mean, he apologized and everything, but he came out just looking like a complete douche. I don't think anybody was surprised at the stuff that came out about Ric Flair.
Exactly. I'm I don't really feel like Rick had to say anything.
No, and I'm not pulling the Tommy Dreamer here. I'm not defending that the stewardess or anything like that, but there is several stories coming out about how she was a con artist as well and conned a jewelry store out of $80,000. And then, nobody came to Tommy Dreamer's defense. Did you notice that? Nobody was like, "Oh, I've been around Tommy Dreamer a ton of times and he's never been like that," or he's been, you know what I mean? People were coming out about Ric Flair, and I understand I am biased. I love Ric Flair, but I don't. It's like Hulk Hogan.
We knew this about Ric Flair.
Exactly. There's no shock value when you hear that Ric Flair acted like that. He talked about it on a WWE show.
On 30 for 30. When you watch the Ric Flair 30 for 30.
Yes. Yep.
There was some of that in there, and he knows that there were times he was very inebriated, and some things may have happened that were inappropriate. And I think he's owned. I feel like Rick has owned up to that stuff. So to go back to something that happened, what is this, 25 years or 20 years?
Yeah, yep.
And go after Rick, I'm like, that. Why?
Yeah.
So okay. And then whereas I think what I'm most disappointed with Tommy Dreamer is like you had a blanket statement against victims.
Right.
Like, so not even just against, his statement didn't just go against the stewardess. He's saying, no, I feel like it's, like it's their fault. Like, wait, what? What are you talking about, man? So, no, you can't do that. Like, it don't work that way.
And with Tommy Dreamer, it's like, you don't have a daughter, do you? Like, yeah, like he would never, I don't know if he does or not, but like you would like never say that if your daughter was a victim of this.
And he'd be at Rikers Island right now. If he had a daughter and something happened to her.
I'm actually looking up right now to see if he has any kids.
I don't ever because I listened to the Busted Open show. I'm not remember him talking about any kids while he's on there.
His thing on Wikipedia, at least, it doesn't say anything about being married or having any kids.
Right. So. He's living at Paul Heyman's mother's house. So.
He does have mob ties, though. That's on his Wikipedia. So, yeah, just not a great. I mean, that plane ride from hell episode was good. Like, just picturing Mr. Perfect and Brock Lesnar like fighting on a plane, and then Jim Ross at the end says he doesn't understand why Ric Flair didn't face any kind of penalty. Scott Hall got fired, Kurt Hennig got fired, and then Ric Flair just was like, "Hey, you're a legend. You get to get away with it." It's kind of like a little bit like the curtain call where Triple H is the one that gets in trouble because HBK is a made man.
Right. So. Well, and you had Brock, not on the plane, but exposing himself to folks, and that caught me too, where I was like, nobody's making a big. It doesn't surprise me. Yeah, it's a locker room, like that.
And like I'm not. Again, we're not saying it's okay to do that, but it's just not shocking that in this environment,
then, like we're talking. Was this early 90s?
2003, 2002.
So early 2000. So, we're still kind of on the edge of the Attitude Era. I just it was a different time. Like, it's not the same as it is now, and I can totally see like Brock just thinking that was all right to do at the time.
Yep.
So now we know, like, no, that is a total no. Okay. So, and like we're saying, we're not we know this. We know that you should not be doing that. But dude, it was a different world. We were in a different world.
It's crazy how quick that kind of stuff changes, because like when Peacock first came back or Netflix was on or whatever, recently, like with quarantine, I would watch. I've talked about it on here before, like where I watched Cheers and I watched even The Office. Like, think about how early or how like The Office debut came on in like 2005 or something like that, right? 2008, 2009, something like that. I don't know the exact year, but anyway, like it's crazy. Some of the sexual harassment episode of The Office, I don't think could play on regular TV right now, like in 2021.
Yeah, I think there's a couple of Seinfeld episodes that's like, whoa, wait.
Yep.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. So it's just crazy how quick stuff changes like that. So, to go back to 2002 or 2003, like it's crazy. It's just crazy. Different times.
Going back to the firings, so I understood the reason why they had to let Scott go. Like that made sense.
Yeah.
The other guys, I really felt like they could have gotten a fine and kept it going. Like, I don't think that it was necessary to fire basically everybody but Scott. I feel like should have been to give him a fine,
right? And even Mike Chiodo was like, he was like, Kurt Hennig passed away like shortly after that. It's crazy, which is crazy,
right?
So, anyway, moving right along. Owen Hart is with me. Me and Owen Hart are all elites.
He is all elite.
Owen's estate, Dr. Martha, his wife, signed a deal with AEW. They're going to do the Owen Hart Cup. There is going to be figures. He's going to be in the video game. What's your thoughts on this, man? I'm like, I don't hate it, but I'm not like, I don't know. What's your thoughts? I'll give you mine in a second.
It is kind of going back to what I was saying about some of the AEW fans. It's like a kind of I'm anti Vince kind of a thing, and that's what this kind of feels like. Like, because we had the WWE did a documentary, like a whole documentary on Owen.
Yep.
And then after that documentary, then we got we got the dark side with Owen, where we got to learn some more stuff.
Yep.
Which, and understandably, she's still, I'm sure, burning from, because I'm still like, even when I remember the story, like of why they would use what they used for his harness.
Yeah.
Stupid. Like, it was stupid, like what they were using for his harness. And then somebody died from it. So it kind of feels like, hey, I want to, like, oh, we got this, now we have this, this wrestling company that is in direct competition. And so now I don't have to go through Vince to have my husband's likeness used for entertainment. I'm going there.
Yeah.
And that's what it feels like.
Yeah. It's weird to see him not, like, I feel like he should be doing this, or that she should be doing this with WWE. But selfishly, I feel like he should be doing it with WWE because or she should be doing it with WWE because that's where it all came from. But at the same time, I completely understand why she wouldn't want to. And I love the fact that there is another outlet or another way for the fans to get what they want and what they deserve. Because that's who's really, I mean, obviously Martha Hart has suffered through all this, but like, there's been no way to pay tribute to his fans but in the world of WWE, with the no Hall of Fame, no merch, no figures. Like, there's been no way to do anything with the exception of that one DVD that Martha actually had a lot to do with the editing on, or Brett did. One or the other, like one of the Hearts was involved heavily in that. So it's weird to me that it's happening through AEW, but at the same time, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, no, because it, given like the whole perspective, like, it makes sense. Yep. You would probably be doing the same if this was
right your
husband, your brother. You'd be probably doing the same thing.
Exactly. Miz debuted on Dancing with the Stars. This section of the podcast is dedicated to John James, who loves the Miz. I gotta say, man, the Miz does everything 110%. Like, he gives full effort on everything he does, including this. I don't know how long he's gonna last, but I was harassed by John James, and I voted for him 10 times because he harassed me. Nikki and Brie Bella said he did so good on their Twitter. So it'll be interesting to see if he'll be able to do what Stacy Keibler, Chris Jericho, and Nikki Bella all failed to do and become the first wrestler to win the competition. Hey. We'll have to see, but he did. He looked good, man. He danced to a BTS song called Butler. They did the cha-cha.
All right.
So they got a score of 24, and while it was the lowest among the competitors picking that particular dance, it was far from the lowest of the night. The first elimination will take place on next week's episode, and fans can vote. Miz pointed out the irony of the voting system in an interview with Stephanie Haney this week, given that he's spent most of his pro wrestling career trying to make fans hate him.
True. Yeah.
That is very true. Very true. Yeah, but wrestling fans are loyal AF, and if they know he's on it, they will vote for him just because he's on it. So
right. I mean, it's kind of like Roddy, getting in They Live, and we're still like, I kind of want to see Roddy.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
yep. You mentioned Tony K saying that we don't insult your intelligence.
I just thought, like, everybody listening and everybody that probably read that I'm sure you had a good laugh when you like, so
yeah. Except you don't insult our intelligence except when you have a zombie woman come down the aisle.
or a guy dressed as a dinosaur. Or somebody that just walked into the company and he's getting a title match, and wins and losses mean something. And okay, so why did this guy that just debuted, why is he getting a title match? So so I have a college degree. I feel like I'm intelligent, and so it's just like the shots. Like I really feel like Tony shouldn't talk.
When I was talking earlier about how I'm all elite, but there's still things they do that drive me crazy. One of the first things that came to my mind was Tony Khan talking. Yeah, like just stop. We get it. You're excited. You have a lot of money. You're a fanboy. We don't need to hear.
He doesn't even have a lot of money. It's Daddy gave him some money and say, go ahead and have fun. And here we are.
Yeah, you don't have to. You don't have to show us. You don't have to be visible. Just shut the F up and stay behind the scenes.
Right.
But Nia Jax is legitimately out with an elbow injury, even though Shayna Baszler destroyed it. That was actually, like, as kayfabe as that was, it was a little hard to watch.
Well, she's got Shayna Baszler does that move very well, but she has the move where she puts your arm like that and makes it look like she's destroying your elbow.
Yeah, and a couple of years ago they did that. Somebody did that to Alexa Bliss, and Alexa Bliss made it.
She knows how to. She's
like double jointed. Yeah, exactly. And I was like,
yeah, no, that's dope. So I did I kind of that's how I think that's how you're supposed to do things. Like how somebody's got an injury. All right, let's play it out in the ring so that we can run the story with this. We talked about it a little bit earlier.
Yep.
So yeah, I thought that was a great way to have her be out.
The irony is Nia Jax getting hurt and not hurting somebody.
That's kind of why I put it in there. I had a feeling you were going to say that. I was like, you know what? He's going to have some fun here.
Absolutely.
With Nia actually being hurt.
Grand Metalik asked for his release. The bad thing about that is he signed until 2023. So if he asks for it and doesn't get it, I have a feeling he's going to be sitting for a long time. That's a long time to be sitting. There's rumors going around that AEW may be debuting a new women's title, and we talked about this in our group chat. Unnecessary, but if they are going to keep it on one show or something like that, I think this is a panic reaction to people shitting on the fact that their women's division isn't very strong. At times, it's getting better. But I think that's a panic move from AEW. Just to be like, oh my God, we got to do something. Let's
like a cup or something, like a tournament.
Yeah, like the Mae Young Classic or something like that.
But not a title. Like you don't.
Right? No, you don't need another title.
That's when when your roster is in question. Another title is not going to help.
Right.
So no, you just so the tournament is so you can you could do more showcasing of your talent, and let them shine. And some of them need some work. Like your topper half, the top, they're very at this point they're very top heavy. So it's
not just Nyla Rose.
No, not just Nyla Rose, not just the bunny either. But but they just that's why they brought on people Thunder Rosa is actually she is she's a wrestling school teacher as well, so that's one of the reasons why she's there. They'll get it together, but having another title is not going to help. That's not the answer. don't if it's just kind of penciled in, they're just talking about it. Don't do it. just school them.
I agree. What else we got? That's it for wrestling news. We already talked about Scarlett and Karrion Kross.
I was about to say your girl's off the market.
I really had a chance too, man. Especially, I really could have swooned her with a deep fried taco and a moo nut
and your Ric Flair detox.
I would love to moo nut. Guys, how many figures do you have in your collection? 20, 50, 100. What about 43,000 figures? What? 43,000 figures. FigureCollections.com has a database of 43,000 action figures and toys, allowing you to search by character or series. You wonder how many freaking Undertaker figures there are? I'll give you a hint. It's over 300. You can see pictures of almost all of them by searching Undertaker in FigureCollections.com database. FigureCollections.com has been around since 2007, providing the best figure information, deals, and videos. You can get all the info over at FigureCollections.com. Check out the figure database today. It's FigureCollections.com.
And we're back. And we have our boy Tommy getting back to the mic just in time, as he probably delivered some of that fried stuff he just ate.
No, I just had to pee. I just had to pee.
All right.
But it is time to walk that toy aisle. The Walk That Toy Aisle is brought to you by our brand new sponsor, Homage. DJ's repping some Homage. If you're watching the YouTube video, he's got his Dodgers NBA MLB Jam shirt on, looking good, looking fly. Homage, man, they are bringing it. They're bringing back the starter jacket, the puffy starter jackets. Shiny. Go to homage.com, or actually even better, go to runinpod.com and click on deals. Click on our link for Homage, and then go buy something and use the code the RUNIN15 for 15% off any order over there at homage.com. Like I said, I've got a brand new Ultimate Warrior shirt coming. I got a Blades of Steel shirt coming, a Contra shirt coming. I just got one of their go-to hoodies, a zip-up one, and oh my god, dude, it is so comfortable. I was gonna wear it tonight, but it heated up here on the East Coast.
FedEx.
It's got I got that in the mail. The shirts haven't come yet, but yeah, it's heating up again here. It's getting muggy again. Yeah, over on the East Coast. So, but that I've worn that hoodie a couple times, and I freaking love it. Let's get to our toy news. Sergeant Slaughter is shipping mine, allegedly, according to FedEx, should be here tomorrow. And if it is, I will go on our Instagram and unbox it. I cannot wait for that. And as we talked about, he is going to be in the area, so I will be trying to get it signed.
All right. I say that's a good idea.
Yeah. Did you get? I can't remember. You missed out, right?
I missed him. Yeah. So I'm waiting for my arm getting ripped off Samuel.
I'm checking eBay right now to see how much they are, because I'm curious. WWE
$200
Elite Ultimates. I bet they're not that bad. I mean, I bet it's more than what you would have paid if. I bet it's like $80. Oh my God! Somebody is selling the box only for $35.
Come on, man!
For just the box.
I remember that when PlayStation 5s came out and the guys were selling boxes.
Good God, there's not a lot on here that have sold yet. Let's see.
But shout out to my cousin who he got his PS5 from the, where you get the email from PlayStation and they give you a date and time to go on and get it.
Nice.
So he finally got the call.
Nice. So Sergeant Slaughter is shipping. There was some new the San Diego Comic-Con Sergeant Slaughter Ultimate Edition is shipping. We've got Unmatched AEW Unmatched Collection Series 2 is up for pre-order at Ringside Collectibles. That has MJF. It has Santana, Ortiz, Wardlow, and Ty Connie, and your boy Sting. Did you jump on here and pre-order?
I've already given our boy the call up some run on his code.
Nice. That's right, guys. If you are ordering anything from Ringside Collectibles, make sure you use the code DACALLUP, DACALLUP, and save 10%. Cactus Jack, the ECW exclusive.
Did you get the Wrestling Buddies in there?
Oh, the Wrestling Buddies are up for pre-order as well. That's Cody, Darby, Kenny, and Luchasaurus. If my kid was a little bit younger, I'd probably grab him Luchasaurus or Darby Allin. I think he'd be all about those, but he's a little too old at this point at 10 years old.
Yeah. So, and that's all right. But, and they kind of look a little bit smaller, huh?
They do.
Yeah. Than the usual Wrestle Buddy.
They do. Nobody's really perfected the classic remake of a Wrestling Buddy. But the ECW ringside exclusive Cactus Jack is shipping. I actually just got a shipping notification for that tonight while I was at that carnival. Right. So mine should be here probably by the time we record next week. What else we got? We got some news from Cella Toys. Cella Toys is I have to make sure I'm giving out the information that I can give out. Big Stevie Cool from the BWO is coming soon. They announced that. Some guy named Big Daddy, who I believe is like a UK guy. And then we've got we talked about the glow in the dark atom bomb that'll be dropping. So there's some other stuff from Cella. I'm telling you guys want to keep your eye on Cella Toys, and they've showed some pictures like on their Instagram stories and stuff. And their figures. I have the Nick Aldis, and like the figures that they are going to be producing in the next, the next waves. They look even better than the Aldis. So, just
they heard you.
Yeah. They are looking. They heard you. They are looking good. Zombie Sailor this week, he showed off, and speaking of retros, he showed off the artwork for Raven. He also showed a Nick Gage and Matt Cardona 2-pack. And then he signed this week. He plays the video on his Instagram. Roadkill. This is a pass for me. I don't even. This is bad. I don't remember Roadkill at all.
You don't remember Roadkill?
No, I don't.
Yeah, I remember Roadkill. Interesting. That's an interesting.
Was he a big ECW guy? I honestly don't remember.
I wouldn't call it like it's like mid card. Like I wouldn't call it big, but just that it was like this crazy character. Like
ECW. Yeah. So I know I just said I ordered the Cactus Jack ECW exclusive. I don't know if we talked about this on the show before, but I'm not a big ECW guy. Like I never really got into it. Mm-hmm. I've always been like WWE number one, WWF number one. Okay. Even though Flair has always been my favorite, like I still like what attracted me to Flair was when he came to WWF, and then I kind of fell back and watched some of the WCW stuff rented from the video store and stuff. But like ECW just never was like a huge thing for me. Like there's guys from ECW I like. I've always liked Lance Storm, Raven, some of those guys, but those guys are like crossover guys. I feel like where they were in WCW or they were in WWE, and then I went back and watched their ECW stuff. But I'm just not a huge ECW guy, and I feel like it's I know it's on the network, but I just feel like it hasn't aged well.
No, it did not age well. I'll give you that. I started to watch ECW like once I went to school, and I went to Fresno State, and I would always hear about ECW like you're saying. And I saw like the couple of times they got on Raw.
Yep.
And
the invasion.
But I still didn't really get to see the actual show until I got to Fresno, and then I was just kind of clicking channels, and on the one of the public access channels, and at like 1 a.m, boom, ECW's on. And I was like, okay, let me sit and watch this.
Yep.
And then just for the time, it was fun to watch. We're talking like, we're used to watching like say Jerry Springer and people jumping up on Jerry Springer and throwing chairs at each other and stuff. So that's what you're talking about, that what we were used to seeing on TV. And then now you get this wrestling promotion that guys are like, falling through stages and jumping off of balconies. And, so you had like Rob Van Dam, who was, kicking a chair into a guy's face. So like, okay, I'm watching this, so but like you said, like now we are more into the actual art and skill of wrestling and not so much the violence. So that's why it didn't age well. Because
I think
a bunch of guys like say Balls Mahoney, for example, who had no wrestling whatsoever, but he can take a chair shot and give one. Like, okay, so right now it'd just be like, okay, what am I watching?
I think there's guys. I think there's parts of like the Attitude Era that doesn't even age well. Like that's the best part of wrestling, or best era of wrestling. People think, and it's just like there's
competition
stuff in there that's not that great. But.
No, you're right, and I think we're just remembering the competition. We're remembering that WCW was neck and neck with them. So you were flipping channels. You guys were, like all of a sudden ending up on the other show without any warning. That's what we're remembering. But like you said, like, half the show though was like bra and panty matches and
Kiss My Ass Club and all that.
So which truthfully was just not like, you were waiting for the act, like, okay, let's get through this segment so we can get to the action kind of thing.
Right. That's it for wrestling news this week, man. Like slow ass wrestling news.
It was slow
that's
for
it
toys,
though.
Anyway.
So yeah, for wrestling toys. However, there's always Ninja Turtle news.
Of course there is.
Super 7, they are doing their next wave. This is wave 6 of the Super 7 Ultimates. So just to refresh your memory on the Ultimates, these are based on the Playmates toys from when we were kids. They're just like updated. So they announced the next wave, wave 6. It is Slash, a set of Mousers. It comes with 5 Mousers. And then Scratch, the cat, which as soon as I saw him, I was like, holy smokes. I remember him and Ace Duck. Those two I remember having. And Cowabunga, Sewer Surfer, Mike the Sewer Surfer. Now, I've been trying to figure out what I'm doing with my turtle life. This batch of Super 7s is not helping. Because like I could use these Mousers with my cartoon set. Surfer Mikey is like definitely one that I had. Scratch is one I had. Ace Duck. Like but they're $55 a pop because of the Super 7 Ultimates, and I think I'm tapped out. I think I'm just sticking to the cartoons, man. I think I had somebody message me. I think I had somebody message me today about the movie ones, and I'm just like, I already sold one of my April O'Neil's. I'm looking to sell the other one if anybody needs it. The movie April O'Neil, like it's just too much. Too much.
I'm just kind of scrolling here. Like I used to have just about every single one of the Star Trek: The Next Generation
on Super 7.
Yeah, or those types of figures that's on there. And they are doing they're like remaking them.
Yeah. They're gonna get you. Oh yeah, these are the reaction. The Star Trek ones are the reaction ones. So those you can actually find at like Target sometimes. Mm-hmm. And the problem is they're $18 or $20, but they're super, super small. Like you're really you're paying for the carding on those because
exactly. I mean, because they look exactly like that. The only difference is that the phaser. So here's the funny part. Like, so on their original figures, the phaser was molded to the hand. Like
like Star Wars.
Yeah. So now, but those are not like they look like they come out of their hand. So
yeah, they're. I've been tempted by some of these. But I just for the price point, I just can't do it.
Like you say, like, it's about getting that card and like having a card on your wall or something.
Yep, they have MLB ones. Like they did the mascots for MLB.
I have the Jackie Robinson one.
Do you?
Yeah.
They're doing GI Joes, which look very much like the old GI Joes. Mm-hmm. Super 7, they've got a good thing going. They got Power Rangers. They got Pee Wee Herman.
Those contracts that they're getting. I can't be mad. I'm not.
They got Run DMC.
Yep.
And some of the packaging, man, it's just perfect. Like they.
No, the artwork on the packaging is wonderful.
It is. It's so good. You know, I'm Justin Turner.
What's that? This is Bellinger and Mookie.
No, I'm talking about for the reaction figures.
Oh, they have it. They got a JT.
What is going on in California tonight? Yeah, they got Mookie, they got Justin Turner for the Dodgers, they got Vlad Jr. of course, they got JD Martinez for the Red Sox. Oh my God, they have Powdered Toast Man for Ren and Stimpy.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I need to get off this website. They have Gem. I didn't know they had Gem. These are the ones actually. They have Andre the Giant, and he's holding the package is him holding a beer can. Nice. So they do. They got NBA ones. They got LeBron and the Lakers. They're. You can get lost on their websites, on Super 7's website for sure. But then the big news, the big toy news of the week, DJ. Big toy news.
Mm-hmm.
ALF. ALF is coming from NECA. Man, just when you're like, what could NECA do next? Or NECA or even like we were just talking Super 7, like what could we do next? What could they do next? What would be crazy? What would be something we haven't had in a while or had before? They're going to give us ALF. Alien life form.
Yes.
Spring 2022. Remember I just said I was trying to cut back and like I need to draw a line somewhere. Good Lord, man.
They're digging into your childhood once again, are they?
Oh my God, they are. ALF is
I did watch ALF though.
I was gonna say ALF was such a big part of my childhood.
Yes.
Luckily I have until spring to decide if I want these or not.
Which I kind of like, for whatever reason, I liked the Saturday morning cartoon that I did the sitcom.
Yeah.
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 So not that I didn't like, I watched them both. Like I liked the sitcom, but I just thought the cartoon was a little bit better.
Yeah. Just also real quick while I'm on NECA's, I always loved the TV show. Sorry, I didn't mean to just completely bypass what you said.
You're excited.
Well, I just saw some news that I didn't see earlier. NECA is putting up some direct sale Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles tomorrow. Speaking of the cartoons, Trag and Graninator 2-pack. Those are the stone guys. $51.99. Ultimate Foot Soldier $29.99. Napoleon and Attila Frog 2-pack $51.99. Those will be up at 11 a.m. Eastern time on the NECA store.com if you haven't been able to find those in a Target yet. So
Flash Gordon.
We're getting all kinds of sidetracked, huh?
Yeah.
That's it for toy news this week, though. ALF was the big one. John James told me we could talk an hour on ALF.
Yes,
and we definitely could.
Maybe that ought to be a watch along.
For when the rerun podcast happens eventually.
That's right.
The rerun run-in podcast happens. So it's time for weekly purchases. I know I just talked about cutting back, but I have a lot of weekly purchases.
Oh, no.
It was like a bunch of pre-orders just came all at once, which it really was.
I feel like your wife, like, like as you say that.
Luckily, I did she didn't know. I did like the clean sweep. I like ran down there, grabbed everything, brought it back up to the office, and she doesn't come into the office. So
I love it.
I'm going to let you start, though, because I have way too much.
You got way too much. All right. So, from Hasbro Pulse, I finally got my Gigawatt.
Nice.
Giga-who.
I love that.
Yeah. So,
how did your box come? Mine came a little. Was it that way? It might have been the Ecto 1 where it was a little damaged.
Yeah. It's a little rough on the, like literally rough around the edges.
Yeah, that's how it came for me too.
But this is gonna be in my Back to the Future portion of my room.
I love that.
And then I got Doc.
DMD.
Yep. Britt Baker.
DMD.
I don't like the face scan on this, but
dude, I was saying to somebody in another chat that I think that scan looks goofy because in real life she wears a shit ton of makeup.
Right.
And in the figure, they didn't put enough makeup on her. So it like that's what she looks like when that's what she looks like when Adam Cole is like waking her up in the morning when he's giving her a moon nut.
Oh God! So, are we gonna have a picture of that on the graphic anyway? And I had to get myself ready for this. So this Saturday I will be at Barrios Toys.
Yes.
And our boy Ray Phoenix is going to be there. So I got something for him to sign. As I went hunting for this, I didn't want to like chance it with waiting for shipping and all that. So finally found a Target that had, because now like the Targets and stuff, like I'm finding a lot of the unmatched a lot, right? And then but so it's good. It was a little bit harder to find Unrivaled.
I haven't found. We haven't gotten shit here for for AEW figures at Target. They're becoming more and more available at Walmart's, but not at definitely not at Target. I've seen maybe a handful, and it was like the Orange Cassidy series, whatever series is that? I forget.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I've only seen like a handful of them. It's weird. I have not seen AEW like that many AEW figures in person. It's weird.
Yeah, that is weird. Especially with the exception of like all the shows like that are happening on the East Coast. You would think more figures.
Right.
And so I'm just still looking for that Darby Unmatched, and then so that would make me happy, but I can't find them yet. But that's what I got.
I still have not bought a AEW figure. I'm waiting for that Brody Lee pre-order to go up, and obviously I'll buy Owen just because
I think that's going to be a hot figure.
That's like the day it goes on sale on Ringside. You need to grab it.
Right.
Well, anything else, DJ?
That was it for this week.
All right, let's go. Here we go. First up, I already sold one. So a couple of these things I've sold already, but I don't know how good you're going to be able to see this. But if you're watching the video, I signed up for the Forbidden Figurines Elite membership, which is you get a different belt every month. We've talked about them on the show before. Like these 3D printed belts are unreal. So this month was the Winged Eagle. This thing makes Mattel's belts look like horse shit. It's like it's perfect color. Yeah. Everything about it is awesome. I also got the IWGP title.
Okay.
But I don't have any IWGP figures. So I sold that one already. Just was like, I'm all set with that. I don't need it, and made my money back for almost 2 months of my membership. So
there you go.
I also got, speaking of selling things, I've already sold this, but I got it. This is Casca Reeves, aka Sasha Banks from Mandalorian.
Yes.
Forgot I pre-ordered this on Amazon, and it showed up the other day. And I was like, well, I'm kind of getting out of Star Wars Black Series for right now, especially like Mandalorian, because it's new and I just want old stuff. So I already sold this to one of my hookups who hooks me up with stuff. I hook him up. We're good. So that's 2 things that I've gotten out of 3 that I've sold already. Right. One thing I got that I don't have like handy, but I do have stickers of it is, we've talked about 2800 Prints on the show before. They make awesome bootleg shirts. All right. So the shirt I got is a black shirt, and it's got this on the front.
Oh, okay.
It's a sticker with a yellow hand holding the WWF logo, and then on the back, it's Bart and Bret Hart and Bart Simpson. On the back of the shirt, and it says Bret Hart, but the H is spray painted out with a B for Bret Bart.
Yeah.
I don't have the shirts in my closet, but they send stickers with like the print of whatever you ordered.
Yep.
Yeah. So pretty cool shirts, 2800 Prints, super good quality too. Like I was super impressed. Usually sometimes those bootleg guys, you don't know what you're getting.
Right.
And they just fucking killed it. This is my 3rd shirt from them. And I'm probably going to order more. They got a Macho Man Slim Jim one coming soon. So make sure you follow them on Instagram. It's 2800 Prints. Speaking of Ninja Turtles, I got the Colossal Chrome Dome. Ordered this.
Kind of big too.
Dude, this thing is huge and it's super heavy. Super heavy. And I'm a sucker for these like VHS style boxes.
Yeah.
So that'll go on my cartoon shelf. We talked about her on the pod a couple weeks ago. I got Trish Stratus. I got the pink and black. I got her from WrestlingCollectorShop.com. Went with the pink and black over the Canadian one, but people were shitting on the scan on this figure. It's not as bad as people made it sound. I'm sure you guys can't see it very well in the video, but it's not that bad. Like people were
from here, I don't think it's that bad.
I don't know if people got bad ones or what the deal was, but TNA Trish
just finding something to complain about.
Yep. Thanks to friend of the show, Phil Gentile. I got Colonel Mustafa. My buddy found one of these in a local Target, and I have not heard of any others being found around here. So Phil hooked it up in the Fig Cave for retail plus shipping. I had a gift card for Target, and I snagged an extra Ric Flair.
That's the way you do it. Yeah.
Ultimate Edition.
That's the way to do it.
I returned some stuff. I returned some G.I. Joes I couldn't sell for some reason. Nobody wanted them. And got the store credit, and then bought this on the website and had it shipped. And it actually came pretty good. So I have this loose now, and I have it in the box. Got to have one of each, especially the Ultimate Editions.
Just in case he comes around and you want to get a sig on that.
Exactly. And then friend of the show, Dougie Nunya, he runs a Facebook group called T4L, Toys for Life. Yep. And I entered a raffle to win. I forget what it might have been the Warlord Elite or something. It was something I wanted. So I put a couple of entries into this raffle, $5. I think I did $10 total or $15 total. Right. And he picked one person to get like a second place prize. He was going to order them something on Amazon or Target. And so I got the British Bulldog and Big Boss Man.
Oh, okay.
Championship Showdown because I wanted the British Bulldog in jeans.
Right.
So I got it strictly for that, paid, whatever I paid to be in the raffle. And
the dog.
Dougie Nunya hooked me up. And then speaking of getting hooked up, this has nothing to do with wrestling, but a pretty cool item. I don't agree with his politics. Let me just say that. And I'm not talking about friend of the show, Mike Lanham, who hooked me up with this, but I got a autographed Kurt Schilling McFarlane figure from our friend, Mike Lanham. He basically said, I don't have any use for this. And it's a Red Sox McFarlane.
He's a sock.
And so he was like, just pay the shipping and you can have it. And it's signed by Kurt Schilling. And I don't know if you can see on the top there, it's also signed by Todd McFarlane.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's
big. Yeah, pretty happy with that. And then Mike also sent over a couple of beers that I'm not going to drink because I'm on the wagon, but the cans are awesome. This one's called Down, Right, Up, Left, Y, and B, and the can is a Super Nintendo controller.
It's a Super Nintendo. That's dope.
And then this one is called Back to Reality India IPA, and it is a Back to the Future themed can. One of my favorite movies of all time. That'll go on my Back to the Future shelf. So might let my friends drink these, and then this Super Nintendo one is from Connecticut. I had no idea.
Look at that.
Brewed and canned by She Bean Brewing, Walcott, Connecticut. I know where Walcott is. I don't know where the other one's from New Jersey. I don't know where that brewery is. I never heard of it. Wow, pretty cool. So that's all my stuff for this week. I told you guys I had a lot, and I got more coming this week. Like I got Sarge coming, Cactus Jack.
I'll probably end up buying something at Barrios when I'm there.
Yeah. Oh, I need you to, while you're there, if they have the Baroness retro, G.I. Joe retro. I know they had it a while ago. If they have that, let me know. Let me know.
He's good with the Joes. So that's definitely a possibility that he has that. And also, like Timo wanted me to say that they will have some giveaway stuff for us.
Nice. Oh, well. Sweet. Fantastic. All right. That is it for Walk That Toy Aisle. 25-minute Walk That Toy Aisle. Crazy. Let's get into Falls Count Anywhere. Falls Count Anywhere is the part of the show where we talk about whatever the hell we want to talk about. Lately, it's been a lot of football. Right. We fucked up last week because we picked the wrong game. I looked at the last game on the schedule, not the Sunday night game.
Right.
We ended up
posting. Got it in. We still got.
We still got our picks in. And shout out to Phil. I got to give him credit. I love shitting on him when he's wrong, but I got to give him credit. He picked correct, and he was the only one out of all of us, including you listeners on Twitter and Instagram, who picked Baltimore to beat Kansas City, and they did. So kudos to Phil. Phil is in the lead right now out of all of our picks. This week's game is Packers and 49ers. DJ, who you got in this one?
For my sure dislike of the 49ers, I am taking the Green Bay Packers.
For my pure like of Aaron Rodgers, I'm going for the Packers. The Packers are one of the teams that and I'm sure not everybody feels this way. But when they're on TV, I enjoy watching them. And I think it's Aaron Rodgers. It was Clay Matthews at one point. They had a guy, I cannot remember his name for the life of me right now, but they had a guy from BC on their defensive line who was super good. And I've always enjoyed watching Green Bay. So I'm going to pick Green Bay over Jimmy G and the 49ers.
I think Jimmy G's overrated anyway, but yeah.
How'd you do fantasy wise this week?
I did, but like I'm over 2, but like so I can't get my team to be balanced here. So week 1, everybody everybody on the roster had great points except for Aaron Rodgers, who he literally had like 3 points, and I lost by a handful of. I'm like, if he did anything at all, I would have won this game. And then this week, Aaron Rodgers goes off, and then everybody else has single digit numbers, and I'm just like, you got to be shitting me! Like, what can I get you guys to connect here? So so that's all. I have I feel like I have the roster. They just need to show up on the same weekend.
That's the way it goes, man. I was 2-3 out of my 5 games, out of my 5 teams, 2-3.
Oh, and all my other ones I did win. Like that, Fake K was the only league that I lost.
I had some heartbreaking news tonight though with Christian McCaffrey getting hurt. I have him in one of my money leagues, and this is the second year in a row I had him. He was a keeper, and he got hurt last year, and he got hurt again this year. So hopefully it's not. They said hamstring, but hopefully he's not too hurt. Only misses a week or something. And
getting a little iffy on picking him for fantasy.
I had this conversation with some friends before, and I might have brought this up on the pod before, where there's only 3 running backs that you can go with who are not going to get hurt in a season, and it's Delvin Cook, Alvin Kamara, and Derrick Henry. Those are the only 3 that are going to play almost every game, if not every game, and they're going to put up over 15 points for you for fantasy every single week. Those are the only ones. Everybody else,
I don't remember Jacobs getting hurt that much.
He's hurt right now, though.
He's hurt now, though. But but before this season, I don't remember.
And
him hurt all that much.
He's not a guy who's putting up at least 15 points every week. I had him last year, and he would 9, 10, 11, 23. Then back down to 10. These guys are the consistent guys. I would say top tier 1 guys that just they find a way to stay healthy, or they play hurt, or whatever it is. But so that's our football talk for this week. We already picked.
Did we pick our? Oh yeah, we picked Green Bay.
Yep.
So we did that. We know that the Panthers just rolled over.
Yeah. That's so. Mike Lanham threw a question to us because we're going to do a Q&A here to wrap up. But Mike Lanham threw at us, who do you think it's week? What was this question? I got it right here. We're 2 weeks into the NFL season. Let's hear your overreactions. Who's in trouble? Who looks dominant? Who is overrated? Looking at you, Vegas. He said that, not me. Who is going to win the Super Bowl? There's a lot of frauds right now after week 2. You got to look at who these teams have played, including Carolina. Carolina after tonight is 3-0.
True, but they played me, you, and Mike Lanham tonight. So
Sam Darnold has looked okay.
Sam Darnold is a damn good quarterback in my opinion, though. It's no kidding aside. I do think the Jets made a huge.
I was just gonna say it's too bad the Jets can't get guys like that, huh?
Huge mistake on that one. And I'm not just saying that because he's from USC.
I don't really. It's too early. I know Mike wants us to dive into this and really make some crazy picks
for once.
You're going to defend Oakland.
You mean Vegas?
Sorry.
I think there's one show that has a jar that guys have to put $1 in every time they say Oakland. So. In years before, I would be even as a fan, I'd be right with them. Oh, here we go. We're 2-0. We'll end up 8-8. And then sure enough, that's what happened last year. This year, they actually have a freaking defense. I've been yelling this forever. Since even before Derek Carr came to this team, I've been yelling it for the reason why we keep losing is because they put so much thought into, the fastest and all that on offense. which is great, but then we're like always ranked in the bottom 20 in defense the last, I want to say 10 years, like maybe more. Now they finally put some money into the defense and some good draft picks, and go look at their defensive performances in the last couple of games. And those were both quality teams. So no, I don't think that, like, so you can, if he wants to say that, fine. But like, I mean, this week we go against Miami, who, who I think Phil is playing quarterback for the next week, and
Jacoby Brissett, former Patriot,
and then go look at who's at the top of quarterback pressures this year. Go look at who the linebackers are on the Raiders this year. Like, it's not the same team.
Mm-hmm.
You have Derek Carr, like, he's throwing it down the field now. Like, he's the top 3 quarterback in throws over 15 yards.
Yep.
Okay, Ruggs, because he's launching at the Ruggs the other day. So
I picked him up in a few leagues.
Right. So because it's different. It's totally different than what it was. Like, years past, I was like, we won those 2 games, but I'm still worried. This time, I'm like, the defense actually holds up. Like, we're not getting the ball every time on our own 10. So totally different. So I just wanted to say that I think they're gonna have a better season than in the past.
You will appreciate this. I think Denver is fraudulent. They're 2-0.
Oh God. Yeah, I saw somebody talking about. Yeah, no, that's no.
I think Pittsburgh's in trouble. Sorry, Zach. I think the Patriots. I mean, we're going to talk about our own teams here. I'm going to say the Patriots are going to be like. I just actually had this conversation tonight with somebody I ran into that the Patriots and Buffalo will still be battling it out for that top spot, but Buffalo, or not the top spot, but 1 and 2 in the AFC East. But Buffalo is still the team to beat in there. Buffalo is too good. The NFC East is still a mess. Like
both of the West conferences, I would say, is just a minefield. Like, even with Denver.
Yep.
It's like
Arizona is 2-0.
That's what I'm trying to say. Look at top to bottom on both West conferences.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So I'm like, the playoffs could just be like, whoever wins the other divisions, you're going against somebody in the West.
Yeah. New Orleans is in trouble. They don't look good. If I have to pick who's winning the Super Bowl again, though, right now, it's Tampa again. They're just unstoppable.
I guess we're calling this overreaction because I don't agree.
Yeah, it's only week 2. It's only week 2.
Wow. Yeah.
We blame Mike.
Yeah, we'll blame Mike, and we're not. We'll come back in the middle, and then we'll make our actual Super Bowl picks. So don't.
Yeah.
I would say don't even hold us to these. No, that's a damn good question though, because there are some teams that are like, I just feel like are really good. I don't see I think Kansas City has lost their fastball.
Yep.
And I don't think it's just a week 2 hangover kind of thing. It's that, go look at what happens to teams that lose the Super Bowl and then lose some players in free agency on top of that. So it's just not a good look. I guess for now, I guess I have to go with Tampa Bay. Because they have the exact same team, but right. I want to see what happens when they start going, like, they're going to, the schedule is going to ratchet up at some point.
Yep.
So I want to see what happens when they go against those teams.
When Tom Brady's old, they're going to get tired. And let's get into some of these Q&A questions here. Phil Gentile, bacon or sausage on your breakfast sandwich? I live in a world where if I want to have both, I'm going to have both. But if I had to pick one, it would be sausage.
I'm going to go bacon.
All right. All right. Friend of the show, Kyle Peterson, says, how will the price increases on toys really affect your purchasing going forward? More selective, dropping a collection. How about you, DJ?
It has gotten interesting, hasn't it? Like, so for example, I'll use the AEW figures as an example. When you go to Target, I've seen both types at Target. So the Unrivaled for my Target anyway is like $25.
Oh shit.
And then the silver, the silver ones, the unmatched are 20. So
that's weird because they're the same figure.
It's
just a scam to get the double, to get more product on the shelf. That's crazy.
So that's what my Target has been doing. I know I was definitely affected by that damn ring that you guys got me to buy. I'm determined to get that money back.
You're so excited about it.
That I wasn't so to answer the question, I wasn't going to buy it, but I got talked into it. So yeah, I have. It's making me be. It is making me think about, okay, do I really want something and not just kind of buying it off the shooting from the hip.
Yeah.
So it does make you kind of focus in on, okay, what do you want your collection to be about?
And that's what I'm kind of getting at, where it's like, I was doing this even before the price and now, the price changes, where I want to slow things down a little bit. There's just so much out there, and all these new licenses, like we talked about ALF and the different levels in Ninja Turtles, and just there's so much right now for a collector, which is awesome, but you got to draw the line in the sand somewhere. And it might be too late for me on that. I mean, I already tapped out on Marvel Legends, slowly tapping out on Star Wars here, tapping out on, what else did I sell? Oh, G.I. Joes. And really just trying to stick to what I really love and what I'm going to care about in the next couple of years. So the pricing thing doesn't affect me too much, just because I'm just going to be more selective in general. Right. Not because of the pricing, just because I have too much shit as it is. So let's see here. Next question. We don't have to do all of these, but let's see here.
Yeah, we can save some.
Yeah, exactly. I think we already answered some of these before too. Kenny Dinkins wants to know, how do you make your potato salad?
Well, I do not like mayonnaise. In general. What? Yeah. I like aioli. Aioli is okay.
That's made with mayonnaise.
I know this, but there's a whole lot more to it than.
I understand that. I'm busting you, but I completely understand that.
So my potato salad is made with kind of olive oil, vinaigrette, kind of a potato salad.
It's weird. I've never made potato.
I guess it's a California thing.
I've never made potato salad, but I will say, fuck your deli potato salad that's made.
Okay, I'm gonna agree with you on that. It looks disgusting.
The stuff that's made with Miracle Whip. Yes. Get the hell out of here. Yeah. Get out of here with that shit. If you're gonna do it, do the real stuff. It's got to be real mayonnaise. Mm-hmm. I don't make I have friends who's one of our we had a big cookout a couple of weeks ago, super spreader event, if you will, and just kidding, it was outside, and we were eating, so COVID didn't even exist. So
it just goes into your own food and you ingest your own COVID.
But one of my friends' moms she doesn't come to the party, but she makes potato salad for the party because it's so damn good and so requested.
Right.
Also, I'll give you a little pro tip here. Since you don't like mayonnaise, one of my friend's wives makes a buffalo chicken pasta salad where she makes the pasta and then she'll cook up Tyson buffalo chicken tenders, cuts them up, throws them in the salad, throws some celery in there, and then it mixes it all with blue cheese.
I kind of do that with mac and cheese, by the way.
And ranch, it's so good. So good. But yeah, I don't like potato salad made with Miracle Whip. So I thought that was a great question. Thanks, Kenny. I love questions like that. Random,
a good one. I like those.
Random questions like that.
Put me on my toes.
We'll just do one more here. Johnny JB says, do you guys have a time period in which you collect your wrestling figures? For example, I collect between 1985 and 2002. You can answer first.
I'm about to say, we know you do.
Yep.
I don't. I really don't. I guess because I like the, like I am somebody that likes the old Remcos, for example, and it's always more about the character for me. Like I am character driven on what I collect, so I don't care what year it came out.
Yeah, I like DJ said, we've touched on it before. For elites and stuff, for me it's like I'd say it's like 1988 to 2000. 2005 is actually probably I have the John Cena Ultimate Edition when he came back at the Royal Rumble at 2009. But I broke that rule because I need a John Cena figure in my collection, and I love that comeback at the Royal Rumble, so I'm gonna get that one. Okay. So I mean, with the exception of that one figure, it's probably 2003, 2004 is where I cut it off. But I do have like my Hasbros, just because those were so sentimental as a kid. I have some Galoobs, the WCW Galoobs, because they were part of my Fig Fed when I was a kid. I have
your Fed back is always okay. That is always an okay thing to do.
Yeah. I remember taking the Sid Justice Galoob when I was a kid and painting it to make Adam Bomb.
Yeah, because it was a damn good Galoob, but like
you could do all the moves with it. But yeah, as far as elites go, I don't collect any new guys. I don't collect anything current. The only thing current I have is the bald Shawn Michaels, just because I think it's fucking hysterical.
It's a funny figure to make. It is.
So there's like some random like one-offs like that. I have the Ultimate Warrior Legends, the night before he passed away.
You kind of have to have that one.
Yeah. Other than that, though, I think I don't really have any current guys. I will buy a Brody Lee. I will buy the AEW Brody Lee when it comes out. Right. And that'll probably be as current as I get. But I have a Charlotte because of Rick, but that's it. So I have like
just to go with the Rick Detoff.
Yeah, she goes in the Rick display. But other than that, that's it. So there are some other questions. We'll save some of these for later on and another episode, and we'll start to get out of here. But before we do that, DJ, besides football, what you watching?
So of course I'm going to get into that Dark Side of the Ring, which we will cover next week. One of my favorite shows, 911, started back like the season.
Rescue 911?
Yeah. Well, because I just say that because it's two. Now they're in two cities. Like one.
It really is Rescue 911?
I don't think it is. I think it's just 911.
I was talking about like the William Shatner.
No, this is like an actual dramatic show, like completely fictional show where something like every show like starts with like a huge earthquake or something that happens in LA, or like I think last year was a tsunami.
Okay.
And then there's also there's an Austin one, kind of a spin-off show. So great show if you're in, because you see them save people from impossible things. So if you like that kind of thing, it's on now. It's back on.
Yep.
So yeah, those are and then there's this show on Heels on Stars, actually, is also one of my shows about wrestling, like the show about wrestling on Stars.
Nice. Yeah, I've been meaning to check that out, and I've totally been slacking. I actually haven't really been watching much besides football, besides wrestling. I've been watching the Red Sox, who are now the Yellow Sox because they've been killing it in their yellow.
What is that? Yeah, what was that?
So I heard Alex Cora, the manager of the Red Sox, on the radio the other day talking about they were talking about these jerseys and how everybody has these like city pride jerseys or whatever, right. And the Red Sox had only worn them like once or twice this season, and they were like, the manager asked like one of the equipment guys like, what's up with those? He's like, oh, we can get them if you guys want to wear them again, we'll wear them again or whatever. So they wore them, and they're like, let's do it for this series against Baltimore. They swept Baltimore. So they kept wearing them, and they've won 6 or 7 in a row now wearing them.
What's the story behind them? I don't get the colors.
That's the Boston Marathon colors.
Okay.
It basically looks like a Boston Marathon, like what you would wear if you were running the Boston Marathon. Like it's a blue and yellow, and then 617 on the sleeve. That's the area code and stuff like that. So they actually just got permission today to wear those in the playoffs if they make it. So I'm curious what they're gonna do. It's so weird. Like it's so untraditional of the Red Sox.
You're the Red Sox.
But it's Kike Hernandez on the Red Sox today. He goes, we're the Yellow Sox now. We're the Yellow Sox now. So
leave it to the Dodger to come in and go, okay, we're winning in these, so Yellow Sox.
It's funny. Every time the Red Sox have a run, though, they find something like that to like
they do
get behind. Like 2004, they were the idiots. 2013 was the marathon bombing. 2018 was the beards. Like they find something to get behind and roll with it. So but I did start Cocaine Cowboys on Netflix, which is about like boat racing and cocaine, and I love drug shows. And I actually was thinking the other day I was actually thinking the other day I want to rewatch Breaking Bad. I don't know what made me think of it. I was just like, you know what,
I've been rewatching Dexter, so you miss them. Like you start to miss your characters and you want to see them again.
Yeah, I watched that Breaking Bad movie that came out like 2 or 3 years ago now, and it was good, but I want to like watch them all in order. And sometimes it's good to just put that familiar stuff on too, and like fall asleep to it or stuff like that. You know what I mean? But that's all I've been watching, man. Sports. I also been busy as hell with trivia. Season. My kid started hockey back up. So we've been busy. Yeah, my kid Sunday, he's like, what are we doing Sunday? And I'm like, we're watching football. And he's like, I want to go to Six Flags because we have season passes. I'm like, oh man, I want to watch football.
I
want to lay on the couch.
Look at the screen, kid.
Yeah, I want to lay on the couch and watch football. He's like, you can watch it on your phone while we're there. And I'm like, oh my God. All right, we'll see what happens. But I do. I want to find like a good show that I haven't watched yet that I just like need. If
you can get to, if you have stars,
yeah,
I would suggest Heels. Like,
all right,
it is good.
All right, is it better? Did you watch Glow on Netflix?
I did watch Glow on Netflix.
Besides,
I watched Glow when I was a kid.
Besides seeing Brie Larson naked, is that better than Heels better than Glow?
I would say the reason, like, so this is the Heels is even a little bit more grittier than Glow.
Okay.
And Glow, you got to remember, what is based on a true story,
right?
Which I hope they come back. Like, I kind of want to see how they get to the, when they start getting to the Riviera so hopefully they come back. But yeah, it's a little bit more grittier. And you even like CM Punk was a guest star. Mick Foley was a guest star.
Huh. I'll have to check it
out. James Harrison is one of the wrestlers. So yeah, no, it's a very, and then we are, and Green Arrow is the star of the show.
Yeah. All right.
So, and they go into vivid detail. Like, if you didn't know anything about wrestling and you watch this show, you understand all the lingo and everything after you finish watching Heels, because they go into great detail about running a wrestling promotion.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
Yep,
I think I'm gonna check it out. All right, let's start wrapping things up here, guys. We got to do our shout outs. We got the Fig Cave podcast. He is starting to do a top 5 where me and DJ are both going to be on. He's I think he recorded with Kenny tonight. Yep. Kenny, I don't know what got John Cena, maybe.
He's John Cena. Yeah.
All right, we're each picking a character that we love or a wrestler that we love, and we are going to do our top 5 favorite figures. So I'm doing Flair, DJ's doing Sting, and then like we said, Kenny's doing John Cena,
Yep.
I think he's got somebody coming on doing Warrior. Somebody's doing Macho Man. Like, so it's going to be good stuff. Make sure you check that out. Those should be dropping soon. And if you're looking for some other wrestling shirts besides Homage, you can go to Collar and Elbow and then use the code CAVE for 10% off. Figure collections. He's dropping the part 1 of the complete history of the BCA figures on October 1st. We're going to have Jack on next week. He confirmed while we were recording. And Homage, we've said it a million times, the best t-shirts in the game. Go over to runinpod.com, click deals, and use our link to Homage, and then use the code the RUNIN15 for 15% off anything on their site. Of course, buy, sell, trade toys. To call up Kenny over there, he's doing his thing weekly, always putting out new content. Yep. WrestleGeddon podcast, they put out a new show every single week. Coming down the aisle, Dirty Heels podcast, Turnbuckle Tavern, they've got a freaking show for every day of the week.
I'm gonna be on very soon. I'm gonna be on sitting at the tavern.
Nice. I was gonna ask you if that's all confirmed. Keystone Collectibles, we have a code with them, RUN10 for 10% off. Heroes Hideout, you can use the code RUN_IN for 10% off. They've got another meet and greet deal coming up and up in Albany, New York, and you can actually use our code for that for if you buy your tickets in advance or your combos and your autographs and photo ops in advance. I used it the last one, but in March, but you can use it and get 10% off. And some of them, like Ric Flair is going to be there. He's $100. So you get $10 off of that. Just use the code RUN_IN for 10% off anything on Heroes Hideout's website. I believe that is everything. Follow us everywhere, guys. We also need you to rate, review, and subscribe. Now, I just discovered on Spotify, I use Spotify to listen to a lot of podcasts. On Spotify, you can actually go to that podcast page. And so, like, I am on, let's do the Run-In podcast here. You can go click on follow, and you'll get a notification every time a new episode is dropped. So do that, please. Do it on Spotify, wherever you listen to our podcast. Write a review. We need some new reviews. So if you've already written one, you can write another one. That is allowed on Apple Podcasts. Wherever you get your podcasts, just help us out. Spread the word. We need to grow a little bit more. So help us out. You can subscribe on YouTube as well. YouTube.com/The Run-In Podcast. Twitch.tv/The Run-In Podcast. Runinpod.com is literally our home for everything. If you're like, oh my God, they're talking way too much about where to follow them and all that stuff, all the links are at runinpod.com, but prowrestlingtees.com/runinpod. Twitter is at Run-In Podcast. Instagram is at The Run-In Pod. EJ?
Let's see. So I am Fig Knight 27 on everything that I use. FIGKNIGHT 27. So that's Twitter, that's Instagram, that is Twitch.
That was really smart to just use one thing for everything.
All right, guys. With it available, so
enjoy Extreme Rules. We will see how we matched up with our picks and everything. Next week, we'll be back with another show. Thank you guys so much for listening. This has been the Run-In Podcast. My name is Tommy Paradise.
Yeah, it's your boy DJ in the rafters.
And I'm going to go shit my brains out from all this carnival food.